Future me, we have a pretty bad tendency of wanting to be self-reliant instead of relying on God. When you try to do things your way, when you try to force the circumstances of your life to be a certain way, it inevitably backfires on you. I think a lot of people have very severe unrealistic expectations, not just for themselves, but for other people. I feel like it's inevitable. If you have unrealistic expectations of yourselves, by proxy, it's going to bleed into the rest of your life, and you're probably going to have unrealistic expectations for other people as well. And what I've learned through observation, not just of myself, but of other people, when you project your own garbage, your insecurities, your own unrealistic expectations onto other people, it tends to make them resent you. Resentment is bad for not only the resenter, but for the resentee. I believe, though, resentment is mostly bad for the resenter, because resentment just kind of blocks things up. It makes things unclear. It fogs your vision, much like fear. Fear has a way of obscuring your vision, not just of the future, but of the present and the past. Now, past me, we have developed a very bad habit of thinking in a fear-based mindset as opposed to a truth-based mindset. And when you're thinking in anything other than a truth-based mindset, that's when things like unrealistic expectations come up. I certainly have unrealistic expectations. And this is something I've talked with Isaiah a lot about, which is I put timelines on things that don't deserve to be there. I'm not the one who controls the timeline. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to control the timeline, that is God's power and his responsibility and his choice. We don't have that providential power. We don't control timelines. We can have desires. We can have a vision. These things help us to propel us forward and keep us going on a daily basis. But we do not get to control outcomes. We don't. We have zero control over outcomes. And this is something my dad tells me all the time, is don't pray for outcomes. So it's like, I guess the best way of learning is repetition, because like, how many times do we have to repeat these things to ourselves before it sinks in, you know? There's a lot of gunk going on in our brain. I think we just need to ungunk ourselves, future me, past me. So what is the gunk? Is the gunk solely just us trying to do things our way? Experience and wisdom would tell you yes. One of my introductions to self-improvement was through the big book, which is AA. And one of the things that they talk about in the big book is how relying on our own power is what got us into this shit in the first place. This is still a lesson. This is still a frame of mind that we're trying to unlearn. Should I get a haircut? Yes or no? Leave it in the comments. Should I get a haircut? I kind of like the long hair. I'm kind of digging it. Sometimes it's annoying as hell. Sometimes it doesn't do what I want it to do. Now, the beard's staying. That's a non-negotiable. My dad really wants me to get rid of the beard. It's not gonna happen. Now, I can trim it. And you know, I am willing to groom this beard. But there is no way in hell. There is exactly a 0% chance that I'm shaving this. Not a chance in the world. You know why? It's because I look baby-faced. I don't want to look like a baby no mo. Not that I look particularly mature, you know. Some might say I look like a little bit of a hippie with this long hair of mine. I don't know. If you give a shit, drop a comment. Let me know what you think.